course, it's okay. I'm not mad at my son. Okay, I'm not. So I get this attorney. He still doesn't. He sends me a letter. I'm your new attorney. My name is so and so. If you broke something, you're in a lot of trouble. If you hurt somebody, you're in more trouble. If you stole anything, then we're dealing with a lot of time here or something. So while I'm in solitary, my skin is itching. I'm freaking out. I can't breathe. And here's this attorney saying these things to me. And I'm like, I'm going to jail. People are like, you're going down for 30 years. You're a terrorist. So after I got this letter, I just got used to the fact that I was not getting out. And I started to do Bible study. I started to feel comfortable. So they gave me, I got out of solitary confinement after 22 days and they gave me a cellie. And I was in there with this girl and we did Bible study. And in the middle of the night, the U.S. Marshals come, Miss Bisognano. I'm like, yeah, me. And my girl goes, maybe your big time attorney got you out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe. So I get out. I'm waiting. They put me in a cold room. I'm still waiting. They put me on a bus, then another bus, and then in another room in another facility. I said, where am I going? They said, you're going down to Washington, but don't worry, you're going to be vindicated. You just tell them the truth, everything that happened, the misunderstanding, and everything will be fine. But just think, this is closer to the end. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I can handle it. I'm going to have a stroke. I haven't talked to my family. I don't know where I'm going. So I then go in an airplane and they drop me off in Oklahoma. They let me out and they start to COVID test me. And I ended up getting very sick. They put me in general population and then they said no. So then I was in a cell and I was there for about a month. During the whole time, I was able to talk to my son, my mom, everybody. The attorney never once called me. Okay. Then I get let out. The judge, thank God, let me out on my own recognizance in Oklahoma with no phone, no nothing. Okay. And I found people through Facebook that picked up Patriots, blah, blah, blah. So I did plead guilty to everything because my attorney said to me, you're a bad, what you did, you're bad. You broke in, this is during the time the cops are trying to protect themselves. Because I'm like, well, when I went in the tunnel, nobody had weapons. Didn't want to hurt anybody. Nobody did. I got beat by a bat too. I'm trying to find that footage. Okay. And that's why we all got scared. Everything turned. Nobody went there to go say, I'm going to go do this and ruin my entire life. Okay. That's not what I did. I'm not violent. Okay. Everybody knows this. It's on record. I was assaulted by people in the crowd. Okay. And there's a show on InfoWars. I'm not violent. Okay. I don't want to be labeled that. I did plead guilty. Then I went back on my charges because I was able to be stronger. Okay. So now today I'm trying to sue the media because I said the word faggot to somebody, not meaning a gay guy, just because he stepped on my dog and my dog started to choke. She had just gotten stolen by BLM. And so they put it on TMZ, called me homophobic, ruined my entire business. So that was before January 6th. So today the judge threw it out because I'm a January 6er. He said it's a frivolous lawsuit. My attorney said, no, it's not. Because this person mentioned her name and took a video without her permission right after they step on her dog and choke her dog and poke her in the chest. Okay, but because I have a Trump sweatshirt and I'm a January 6er, they dropped this. So I'm hoping, my friend said, there's a lot more, you guys. I lost everything. Somebody's giving me a place to work for free. I get checked on all the time, but like they say, a soft answer turns away wrath. And I try really hard to be good to the people that are looking over me, my officers, my prosecutor too. I try to be honest. I know maybe I shouldn't have been there that day, but I promise I was not trying to be violent. That was not my intention. And like, strong, angry patriots. Do you want to know why I said that? Because somebody gave me a megaphone, because somebody just got shot in the neck and none of the boys were going to leave. But see, I know I'm ostracized and that's fine. Okay. But God knows the truth. And I just think it's great that we have this space and I'm itching, like I'm just itching to talk because like I want there to be vindication. Like, I'm sorry for trespassing. I'm sorry for going through the window and telling everybody to get out. I really want to find that video too. And I testified under oath. That's exactly what I said. And it's just hard because I know I did some things, wrong, and I admit that. But there are also things that were done to us in the crowd. Like people were assaulted, people were beat up, people were sprayed, I was beat up by a cop, not like Victoria. I was able to get out. The boys pushed me out. So there's a picture of me surfing out, but I still have problems with my shoulder. He didn't have to hit me with a bat. I would have got out. My attorney's like, oh, they don't like that you said that about the cop. You have to keep that quiet, and thank God, like I've done nothing but tell the truth. And I promise you that I do feel we're all going to be vindicated, but everybody needs to get their story out there, because again, we are all ostracized. I don't have, a great following and I have all this money. I don't. I'm a single mom. Okay. But I think gathering together on these spaces, getting everybody out. Why were we there in the first place? We took a walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, not to start a riot. First of all, we just want to use our First Amendment rights, which I even told the prosecutor I really thought we were allowed to do. Okay, so I just want to get the record straight. I'm not violent. Okay, and I did some things. I own up to that. Maybe I shouldn't have been there in the tunnel. I don't know. I wasn't there to start a fight. Things I said that I don't even know, because after she got shot and people started screaming, somebody handed me a megaphone. All I can think of is we're all going to get shot. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't see. So, and as far as Victoria, yeah, I concur with that, because she couldn't get out of there. It was a little bit easier because they had lifted me up on the top, but she was down in the hole. So all this happened, when I was in solitary, people were saying to me, I can't say how, but they say you might have killed a cop. This is what people are saying to me. And I'm going, I killed a cop? Like, how did I do that? Like, you guys don't know what insanity in my mind. I mean, thank God I had the book of Psalms, and I know that my Lord lifts me up so I don't step my foot upon the stone, and I'm scuffed but not broken. But I think in a way, this is going to bring us all together to keep America, America, because this is why we're there. I mean, look what happened in Brazil, and maybe we set precedents just to take a stand, because I think that they wanted to knock us down, and I don't believe in violence. I really don't. That's not like me. I've never been in trouble before, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. And it was tough, but I'm starting, because of these spaces. I feel like I'm getting back. I mean, a little, still fragile sometimes, but thank God I have the Lord. That's really all you need. But I just want to thank everybody for having these spaces so that we're able to talk and get things out. And sometimes I may act bratty or whatever, just because I'm so frustrated and I'm so mad and I'm just angry that I'm not getting the chance in my, court to tell my story. Like to TMZ, like, why did I say those things that were so offensive? Well, I just had a dog that was stolen for 3 weeks by the looters. Okay. And my dog was being choked. All right. So there's always a story. There's always a side. There's two sides, right? One side was the tunnel, the other side where they let the people in, one side with the riots. Okay. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for letting me talk. And I think I'm in trouble because I was subpoenaed, which ended up really, really awesome. I can talk about it. It was wonderful because the person that I was supposed to, I never saw anything. So all I had to do was say, yes, that's my friend Ed. And I ended up helping him, and everybody was so happy. And that's all I want to say. And I'll be able to talk about it, but he was happy. So,
thank you so much for sharing your story, Gina.
yeah.
We really appreciate that.
I just want to say one thing. So I went out to meet Mickey because when I was in Washington, I was very lonely, right? And somebody said, oh, go meet Mickey. So I go meet Mickey. I go to the address. It's raining. Then after that, I go again, and I'm like, it's a block party. So I go to the block party. So I'm at the block party, and I see my friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's across from the prison. We're having these talks. And I'm like, my friend's like, do you want to talk? And I'm like, if I'm going to talk, I'm going to talk about Jesus. And I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to congratulate Mickey on having the most amazing daughter. She's not forgotten. She did not die in vain. So anyway, I guess these Antifa people reported to the government. So now I'm scared because I'm probably getting threats that I'm going back to jail. I don't know. Whatever. And just pray for me because I'm a little scared about that. So
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
yeah, thanks for letting me talk.
You bet. Hey, Mike, did you have something?
Yeah, Jason, I'm going to ask you a question because I know you've been following a lot of this going on. And, besides doing media work, I own an insurance agency, and we see a lot with car accidents. People end up getting injured and suing for damages that are going to happen 10, 20 years down the road from their injuries in the accident. So my question is, for these people, we've heard these stories and they're horrific and sad. is there a way that they're ever going to be able, if, with all this footage that's coming out and all of the reality that we're seeing, are they going to be able to sue the government, the Kinsingers, the Cheneys, the 1-6 committee, the Benny Thompsons? Are they going to be able to sue those people for any, defamation or pain and suffering from all this?
That's actually interesting. And for those who are on it at the beginning of the space, they were talking about some legal action. There's been legal action taken against Merrick Garland for continuing to say 5 people were killed on January 6th because that taints the jury pool. We've seen with like the Nick Sandman case where media outlets can be held accountable. What I think will be an interesting thing to see how the law unfolds is the Alex Jones case. And it's funny, anytime people step out of line and try to do something like legally that's really seems kind of unfair and unbalanced. If you think of the damage that's happened to a lot of these people's lives and apply that to